It feels really nice to be honest sometimes. Hey, it's Ife here. Um, yeah. I feel like I still haven't mastered a way to start my videos now that I've been posting for like a few months. I'm also not somebody who's really good with words, so I think that's one thing that really bothers me with being a creator because I don't know what to talk about. I just want to like show rather than talk, but I think sometimes words are very important and it's not a good start, guys. Um, but just recently I've been wondering what to post, and because I got a lot of views for that single video where I did the crochet dress, now I can't help but trying to aim for views every time I make videos. And also I've been kind of setting a higher standards for my videos. So I think I'm trapping myself into this where I don't want to post when I don't think the content is good enough, which just leads to me posting less often and giving me the fear again of not getting people to see my content. So that's what's been going on, and I've been thinking a lot about being a content creator and just like being someone on the internet in general, and also about what I wanted to share because I've been constantly having this battle of what's the purpose of these videos. Like, are they educational, are they entertaining, are they just like pleasing in any ways, and why people like to watch them. And yeah, and I feel like I've been struggling a lot on convincing myself that what I do is worthwhile for others to watch. um and I also don't want to, and I also feel like I could be more creative with what I put out. So that's why we're here today. I feel like I still really like to share my creative artistic processes, but at the same time, I would really like to share my feelings as well. And we're gonna see. This is like a whole experiment. So the plan is I'm just gonna talk about random things that I think about, and just random thoughts. Maybe there's like um, some highs and lows of the week of like what's happening, and maybe sometimes it's like some very deep philosophical thoughts, some reactions towards what's been going on in my life or just like in the world in general. And because I think about random things, like my mind wanders around a lot, and I think it's really interesting to share them. In winter, I took this philosophy of science course, which talks about how do scientists know what they know, and basically, Thomas Kuhn, this philosopher, he has this view of um, subjectivity of how scientists, okay, if you're a philosopher of science or like my philosophy teacher, please do not grade me on this. But what he is talking about is that scientists, they grow up in this educational system that's been teaching them a set of knowledge from the textbook, which kind of limits their view of seeing other things. So when anomalies appears in science, scientists, they usually do not see them as like, oh, that's weird, maybe our theory has been wrong. Rather, they see it as like, okay, that's just like a little number that we shouldn't ignore, or something we can't explain for now, so they put it up in a shelf and ignore that. Okay, so the whole point of this is to say that after learning about this course, although I am not pursuing anything in science or in philosophy as for now, but it makes me think a lot about how people see the world. So I think not just for science, but for everything, we see them, we perceive stuff differently. And I think that's what the point of the internet and like social media, influencers, content creators is to show people other perspectives. After learning about this, I see myself just seeing this world so different than the people around me. And it's just fascinating to see there's a lot of different things going on in these minds. And even though we're in the same space, we might be thinking about completely different things. Oh, and recently I got into this app called Checkmate, which basically asks you a lot of questions about yourself. Imagine just the 16 personality quiz, like basically that, but then it compares the results with your friends, and basically produces a percentage of how similar you guys are. And the number changes every time you update, you like answer another set of questions. And right now it has been a pattern where only one out of my like 20 friends are above 50%. And that friend has been a different person. So I think we agree and disagree on a lot of this stuff. And before I actually answer these questions and see the percentage of agreement and disagreement, I did not know that people vary so much on these sometimes just mundane things. And yeah, that's like a hell long intro, but also getting to the point where I just wanted to share my opinion and my perspective, my how I see this world and how I think about some things. And yeah, I don't know about like the formality. I feel like this is getting into those kind of podcast realms, which I really like listening to podcasts. So I've been listening to a lot of different kind of podcasts, which is might be why that I'm doing this as well. Um, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see how it goes, and let me know how you think. And we're not trying to aim for any like views or stuff like that. I just feel like um I also need to practice my public speaking skills and being comfortable in front of a camera, just like talking in front of my phone. I mean, right now I feel really comfortable for some reason. It's like talking to a friend. So I think I'm just gonna film these little fragments of little speeches, little thoughts, and put it together once I have a certain amount of speaking time. Is that a thing? Whatever. So recently I've been reading a book called How to Not Die Alone. And of course, I do not want to die alone. Although I sometimes do think it's very intriguing to live a life just by myself. I am a very introverted person and I love spending time with myself. I think I am so entertained by everything I do. But anyways, I still think it's important to be able to interact with another human being. And Right now the life goal is still not to die alone. So that's why I started reading this book, and I think there's a lot of things that I wanted to know about relationships. So the book starts with kind of a little quiz on like what is your way of dealing with relationship, and there's like the romantics, the maximizers, the romanticizers, the maximizers, and the hesitators. And my result was I got the highest score on the maximizer. So basically, we are the people who likes to do a ton of research until we find the best one. And honestly, I think that's pretty accurate because that's how I buy a lot of stuff. I look at the reviews as much as possible to determine whether that's actually the product that I want. And usually it turns out to be a very satisfying process for me. I usually get the product that I was going for. And however, for like relationships, honestly, it's so much harder, and there is no like the best person for you. Like for us, it's always wondering whether there is somebody out there that's just like a little bit better, in some ways, and maybe we would be a little bit happier with them. And I think I have found myself struggle with this truly just because I always wanted to find the best solution for stuff, and I wanted to not make mistakes. I think that's what my thought goes to. I don't want to settle so that I realize afterwards that, oh my gosh, I just like made a really bad mistake. This person is not the one. And looking at maybe someone else, I would be like, oh, the one that slipped away. And I think reading this is really interesting that it also reflects on my interest in a lot of the stuff. Because I have been wanting to do different things, and for example, like posting different stuff on this channel and pursuing different interests for a while. And before I get into each of these things that I want to do, I usually look up a lot of stuff, doing a lot of background searches on like how to, for example, I wanted to get into DJ and like music production, and I have been looking for like the perfect headphones, the software, the MIDI keyboard, the controller. Okay, all of them cost money, so that's also why I was like looking for all the reviews and stuff. And also I've been like just searching on like how do people become a DJ, how do you start, what is usually the life looks like. And that has been keeping me away from actually just doing a mix on my laptop. And I realized that, and I still haven't started. And I think my passion, my motivation for wanting to explore has been wearing off, which is just, this has been something that has happened before, and it's kind of bad, I might just lost my chance of being the world's most popular DJ. Who knows? And I think it's just like that fear of making a mistake and realizing, oh my gosh, this is not for me. What if I bought all these stuff and I started doing it, I started to put in the time and the effort, and I realized I'm not into it. And what do I do next? I think that's like my genuine fear of investing and like not getting anything back. But I think if I really just like fool around and made a mess and gave up, I probably would learn something. So, putting it out there, I am learning how to DJ from today on. And honestly, I don't know if this is just me or for a lot of the people. I have so many things I want to learn. Um, just like we're deviating from the original topic, but I have so many things that I wanted to learn in mind, and I feel like this sometimes I just wonder, like, this life is too short for me to do all of it. And that's also like me concerning then taking a step further into whichever one that I wanted to do. And sometimes it's a little bit bothering, you know. It's, yeah, I feel like I could be more productive if I am not wondering about those things, if I'm not worrying at all. So I'm trying to find a solution for this. And honestly, I think for me it's just to like set up goals and deadlines for myself, and putting these goals, uh like looking at these goals very seriously, so that I can actually kind of force myself to do it. And once I get into doing it, I wouldn't have to worry about putting it off anymore, because I'll probably get into it and then like spend my day just having fun. So things I wanted to learn. The one that I already brought up, DJ. I really too wanted to sew. I have some clothes that I wanted to do like a little remake, and I wanted to write a song. I have wrote a song in Chinese, I think like 3 years ago, and right now when I listen to it, it's so cliche. And I feel like I wanted to get back to making stuff though. Like, music is still part of me, but I have kind of just hide it away from people, um, because I don't believe I am a good singer. And people usually know that I dance, but they never know that I sing. And I just feel like I should, because I just don't know why I have that will of like doing it again. Um, and who knows, maybe I am a good singer now. But I just really wanted to like write a song for myself. I saw this book called Songwriting with a subtitle I totally forgot, but basically it's like exercises for writing song. And I read the first day challenge. I did the day one challenge, which is like timing yourself in 5 minutes on a object, and you write um all the senses, feelings you have towards that object. And once the timer goes off, you stop on whichever letter you're on. Like, you don't finish that word, you don't finish that sentence. So then you keep thinking about it, and next time you have more, I guess, a sense of purpose if you wanted to do better. Yeah, but I only got through day one, which is also my procrastination. Something else I really wanted to explore is audio visualization. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but I have seen this program called Touch Design, and basically it's about visualizing audio. And you know, my interpretation of that is basically during live concerts and stuff, you know, how the band is in front like playing, and there's the backdrop of some cool aesthetics going on. And with visualizing audio, the visuals can kind of reflect on the music that's playing. So I think that's really cool, and I just wanted to explore into that more. And I have taken, like, I've done 3D modeling before, and I've also done some stuff with music, some stuff with arts. So I think it's just like really interesting to get into. And it's also the same thing, like, who knows whether I'll be interested in it or not, but it's always worth to see what it's like. And I think it's also a really relatively new field. So maybe I'll be like one of the first artists out there doing stuff. I just think it's really cool, you know. And yeah, that's it for like my right now what I wanted to do. I'm also recently really into beading. Of just like making jewelry, so I'll be just keep creating stuff. So back to that book we were talking about, the three types of person, the romanticizers, maximizers, and hesitators. I read all of the chapters about each kind of the personality, I don't know how to call it, and I found something really interesting in the hesitators, where I feel like it's kind of me when I procrastinate, not in a relationship, but in just in my life. As you can see, yeah, I I hold off on doing a lot of the stuff, and I don't like to commit to these things. And um just looking at myself as like a content creator in general, like I never told my friends that I have this channel, and I never really told anybody that I am kind of aiming for being an influencer or being an artist. It took me a while to start telling people that I really like art, and I think that's just like it it really affected me in a way where I think, oh, if I don't tell others, then when I don't do well, nobody will know. But also at the same time, it has really got me into thinking, well, I'm not fully certain that I'm going to be pursuing this, so maybe I'll not take it as serious. And maybe I'll just like try to make it really effortless. But at the same time, if I don't put in the time and the effort, like I'm not gonna get a good result, or a result that's as good. And so Logan, the author of the book, she basically suggested to the hesitator that share the goals to your with your friends, and so that you'll commit to it and set deadlines. And I think that's really, it's a really obvious yet important solution that I think someone just have to like force that idea on me. So I don't know, I don't know if I'm really going to, but I think from now on I'm gonna be more open about me wanting to create content, and then me wanting to, you know, get popular on social media, be that it girl, not really. Just like me being comfortable uh, telling people and presenting myself on social media. Honestly, when you think about it, it's not that big of a deal. Like I usually get really scared of people judging me, of like, oh my gosh, like you wanted to be a content creator. It's like, so I don't know, like what are they gonna say? That's so unrealistic. And so yeah, why not be open about it and tell people, and let them tell their friends so that they can all watch me. And if we are watching right now, hi. Please don't judge me. Please just say nice things about me, and you know how good of a person I am. I guess I'm just gonna mark the end of today's little talk for now, and um let me know if these are like helpful or insightful, or annoying. Hopefully not annoying, but just like whether you're thinking about the same thing or different things. Like, I would love to see how, I would love to hear how different people um, think. That's it for today. Have a good rest of your day, or night, or midnight, or like 5 o'clock in the morning. It feels really nice to be honest sometimes. And I guess sometimes it feels very vulnerable. Um, it's really weird for me to talk for 30 minutes straight. But I did it, so there's like nothing you can't do, right? Yeah. Wait, I should like stop talking for now. I think my mind just stops functioning. But what should I name this? I feel like this should be like have its own separate name, a little playlist of like rambling. We'll see.